Hello and welcome to SpotLight.
It's the podcast that lifts the curtain on life at Wolverhampton Grand Theatre. I'm Scott.
I'm Tonia.
And today we are joined by a musical theatre legend. She's just been covering Nicole Scherzinger in Jamie Lloyd's Sunset Boulevard.
Woo! And she is now starring as Anne Hathaway. Oh my Lord.
Hello.
In the wonderful, amazing hit show, and Juliet.
It's Lara Denning.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Oh, we're so good, and we are so happy to sit and have a lovely chat with you today.
I'm equally as happy as you are. I'm really excited.
Laura, let's kickstart off with your character.
Yes.
The legendary. I mean, like, tell us a little bit about, Anne Hathaway and how does this all work in this show?
So Anne Hathaway is William Shakespeare's wife.
Yep.
And he is writing Romeo and Juliet. And she comes in at the end and she sees how he's writing the end. And she basically says to him in a very sort of polite, wifey way, I don't think it really works, because why is Juliet just with this guy and then, sort of dies with him when she's only just met him? Why doesn't she just go, that's a shame, and move on with her life? So then everything changes and we decide to write the play together.
Oh.
And through that, we sort of see William and Anne's relationship, their marriage, how they work together beautifully, but also how they've got a little bit of sort of tight energy with each other, that they are having some marital problems as well.
Okay.
So it takes you on a big journey whilst we're then rewriting Juliet's whole vibe, which then becomes chaos. And it's fun, and it's then got Backstreet Boys in there. Why not?
Backstreet.
Back.
All right.
Go on, Laura.
I don't get to be in that one. It really annoys me.
But that's the thing. This show is chock
Packed.
full of Max Martin's greatest hits.
And it's weird because
right?
people don't know who Max is,
No.
because he's the guy underneath doing
This
all
is
of these
it.
bangers. But I've been in every shop that I've been here this week, and he's everywhere. He's at Britney, Katy
Yep.
Perry, Backstreet Boys. He's just Keisha, Ariana Grande. The man is an absolute legend. And all
Literally.
of these songs, well, we hope we had more in there, but you can't get all of his back catalogue in there. But we've got these amazing songs in there, and the audience is just going to have a really good night, because we do.
Oh.
We're having such a good time. It's great. It's
This
really,
is-
really great.
And they're woven into this plot line. And it sounds ludicrous that this could actually
Yeah.
happen. But
Yeah.
these songs actually feel like they're written new for the
Yeah.
show, right?
Yeah,
and
they do.
help to tell this story
Yeah.
of Juliet sort of finding her way in this new life. And actually, I think it's quite an important show, this, because
Oh, yeah.
on Juliet's journey, the people that she meets, they're
Yeah.
all on their own journeys too. And I
Yeah.
think if you're coming to watch this show, you're probably going to see yourself within one of the characters,
That's
right?
exactly right. That's exactly right. It's showing that the message of the show is be your unique self, and it's okay to be there. I have a beautiful line where I basically say it's really none of your business what anybody else does and who they identify as or anything like that. It's really none of your business. Why don't we just move on and just let that be?
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful line that always gets a massive round of applause. And yeah, you see all these different characters going on very, very different journeys. And then over the top is mine and William Shakespeare, played by Matt Cardle.
Come on.
My lovely Matt Cardle.
Your lovely
Oh, I love him so
Matt.
much. Yeah,
Oh.
my stage hubby. We've sort of the arc over the top, sort of peppering everybody's journeys over the top. And it is mad, like you say. And the weird thing is, people think it's about Shakespeare. They think
Yeah.
it's Shakespearean language. They think it's, quite oldie, worldy fashioned,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And it's really not. It's modern, but then woven in is these beautiful costumes that still have essences of Shakespearean times, but it's done in such a modern way. And then the music just woves in. I mean, it doesn't make any sense on paper.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But actually, when you see it, you go, this makes absolute sense.
Sense.
Exactly what you're saying. It makes absolute sense.
Well, when you were talking about, the modern aspect, that's why I think it's so inclusive. This is a piece. If you wanted to showcase Shakespeare in any kind of way. This is the piece to showcase.
Yeah.
And so just in sorry, I'm trying to get my words out. In regards to the music,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about some of the songs that, resonate for you, or the songs that you have to kind of sing. Tell us a little bit about that side of things for you.
There's one song that I sing in Act 2, which is That's the Way It Is, which is Celine Dion, which is normally a little bit more up-tempo. I wouldn't say it's an up-tempo song, but it's normally got a bit more rhythm to it. This is a simplistic version of it, and it comes at a time, no spoilers, but it comes at a time when Anne is really sort of trying to figure out where she is in her marriage and where she is in her life and how to guide Juliet. And it just, for me, I just love, first of all, I love singing it, but I also just love the narrative behind it. So not only do you have all these amazing tunes that make people feel good, you've also got these beautiful narrative songs that push everything forward. You hear Juliet sing Baby One More Time, and again, that's done in a different way, and it's a beautifully sung by G, but also just really gives you that calm energy before the uproar of the other songs as well.
Wow.
And again, narratively, like you're saying, the songs are woven in amazingly well. They're not just crowbarred in. Some musicals you go and see and you're like, okay, this song's coming in now. It sort of like takes you by surprise because you go, oh my goodness. There's a song at the beginning of Act 2, again, no spoilers, that the audience audibly go, oh, okay, we're going there with it, which is a really gorgeous feeling for us on stage. And also it's really nice for the audience to be like, oh, okay, that's right, yeah, okay, we get it.
And it fits so perfectly.
Yeah, it does.
So
it does.
Just I'll just quickly ask you this. This came to my mind when I'm just thinking about it. With your journey of musical theatre, and just tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about your journey. It's interesting.
So I basically I wasn't a child actor, but I did a lot of because I grew up in Blackpool, so where the variety was huge. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in the 80s where it was mega, so I was always surrounded by it. And then I went to college, I went to Mountview, and then actually the first 3 years I came out of college, it didn't work for me. Yeah. Like, I was doing little bits and bobs, but nothing, couldn't quite, the agent that I'd signed with wasn't so great, and I just was a little bit clunky. And then I met a guy called Nick Winston, who's a very good friend of mine, who's a choreographer director now, and he was starting out from being a dancer to choreographer, and together we just sort of started working together and building up our own confidence with each other, really. And then from then I sort of just flew. But I was really lucky because my first West End job was Matilda.
Great.
And I was cover Miss Honey and Mrs. Wormwood and played the acrobat. And then Miss Honey left, and they asked me to play Honey. So my first West End job was this amazing thing for me, which was, oh my God, I'm going to be ensemble in Matilda. Wow, this is amazing. Yeah. And oh my God, now I'm going to be a lead in Matilda in the West End. Wow, this is amazing. So I sort of jumped. I think I had 4 years of it being clunky, and then everything sort of just jumped from there. And I have a lovely statistic that you might be interested in that I'm very proud of, which is I think I'm the only person that's ever played Miss Honey and Mrs. Wormwood, because I went back to play Mrs. Wormwood 5 years later.
Oh.
So yeah, it's a nice little thing.
Two very different characters.
Yeah, yes. 2 very different characters, and also I'm just really proud that they asked me to come back, and also I could do those 2 iconic characters, which I absolutely loved. Yeah, and then from there it touch wood, it went quite well.
Yeah.
And I was at Wolverhampton Grand with Jamie.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to the spread and the cakes.
Yes. Yes. Everyone says that on the podcast. If they've been to the Grand before, they go, "Do you still do the spread?"
Still do, yeah.
And
honestly,
yes, we do.
You guys are iconic for that. We love. Yeah, I love coming to the Wolverhampton
But let's
Grand.
just touch on that time before. Obviously, the last time you were with us,
Yeah.
we had a lovely time, but at a distance, because of course it was literally just as the theatre had reopened. I think Jamie was like the 2nd or 3rd show.
Yeah, it was
after the lockdown. So
yeah.
how was that time for you? In that amazing show. But I guess things
we started Jamie in the February. and of 2020.
Yeah.
And we did 5 weeks. We were in Sheffield for a bit, then we did Edinburgh, and then in Edinburgh there was sort of rumblings that there was this thing going around, and we were like, oh, okay, well, we'll just watch ourselves. I'd booked my honeymoon, but I got insurance. I thought, I'll get insurance, like really good Gold Star insurance, just in case.
Just in case.
Thank God I did.
Yeah.
And I'd booked my honeymoon because we had a little stint off, and then we were in Birmingham, actually. And Birmingham, all of us were just asked to come on stage. And, you know, when you've got the musicians that are coming on stage, you know there's a problem.
Yeah.
Either the show's going to close or something's happened. And they said, we're going to have to just, you know, stop, and we're going to probably be about 12 weeks. And I remember Amy Ellen Richardson, who played Margaret, turning around to me with tears in her eyes going, 12 weeks? Oh, God. It was 86 weeks. It was 86 weeks.
86 weeks.
But what was glorious about that group is we all got on really well, like we do in Anne Juliet, actually. We all get on well, which I think, again, resonates with the audience. But we all got on really well. And we kept having Zoom quizzes with each other. So we would so Nika, who from NIMAX, would come on, and we'd all just keep that love going with each other. And you got Leighton in his back garden, you know, with his sunnies on, his Pradas on, giving it, you're right, I don't know the answers to this quiz, but I'm coming anywhere, you know, that sort of thing. And we just had a really good vibe. So when we came back, we were so happy to be together. Yeah. But again, it was weird, you know, we had to have our social distance in place, but it didn't change the essence of the show. Because again, like Anne Juliet, the narrative of that show and the story and the message was massive, and the roar from the crowd when we opened was everyone was just giving each other a big hug, weren't they? I think any show in theatre that opened after COVID, I think we all felt like we were giving a big hug. I went to see Six just before I went back to Jamie. And I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't believe I was like, why am I crying at 6? I mean, it's a great show, but why am I crying? And I was like, I think I'm crying because I've just missed it. I've just missed this roar of audience, even though we're all socially distanced. It was just this beautiful thing that only live theatre can do.
Exactly.
Is bring everyone together, right? Yeah. So it was great. And then I did West End first. I went back to do Jamie in the West End, and then went back on tour. But I'm going to tell you a story now.
Go on.
Yay!
Story time. So I booked a film with Hugh Bonneville. Me and my husband, they needed a COVID couple. So we did a film for Netflix.
There was a time when that was happening.
Where, like, they were asking for actors who we taped together and we got the job. And it was called I Came By. It's on Netflix. Check it out, everybody. It's a great film. It's really dark. Not for children, though.
Okay,
But it was really cool. But it just so happened that when I was filming it was the day I went back to Jamie. So I did 10 till 6 on Jamie. And then I had a car pick me up to take me onto set to do that all day. And I literally was sat in my trailer at 2 a.m. because we filmed about 4 a.m. And I was sat in my trailer just going, this is literally the most showbiz day I've ever had in my life. And it's come from like nothing, because I was sat in my house like this, and now it's like, whoa! So that was a really cool,
that is a really cool story.
Yeah. It was a good day.
Gosh,
I mean, I was knackered the day after, but it was a cool day.
You are cool.
Oh, thanks, babe. So are you.
Honestly, this is. I know I haven't seen the show, but I cannot wait. You will be seeing me and you at the show.
Yeah.
I'll be there for the press night.
Yay.
So yeah,
where we will have all the
curry,
of
the goodies
cake,
for you.
Thank goodness, I'm getting my belly ready immediately.
For sure. And of course, last time you were with us, that was a little bit distant, but this time, and Juliet, we're going to have such a good time.
Little cakes with a Jamie thing with glitter. Oh, it was gorgeous.
It's all coming back out for Anne Juliet, and this time we can party properly, because this is the show that, like you say, really sort of hits home the messages, but also is a great party, and it's just going to have everyone on their feet. And we can't wait. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
I think it's my favourite character I have ever played.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. I just love her. I love her. I know it sounds a little bit, sort of like, but I just love her. You fall in love with characters.
You really do. And I'm just from listening to yourself and to Ranj and Sandra, you know, just hearing the sound bites, I just cannot wait to devour it. Yeah. Literally, it's like the best birthday cake ever.
They mentioned your song, and we can't wait for it.
Did they? Did they?
They picked you up a lot.
Oh, Ranji and Sandra, I love them. I love them. Yeah. I mean, it's a moment which I'm very, very grateful for, but I also just love it. It's great. I'm excited to see it.
Listen, we're going to have to wrap up soon, but before we do that, we do have a little bit of a tradition. Lara, please do not kill us.
Okay.
We just, I love you.
Well, she's in fine voice, so that's good.
Not really. Okay.
Yeah, well,
it's a warm-up device.
It's a warm-up, but it's nothing major. But what we do, we are a fledgling. Well,
we're not anymore. We continue to be.
We're a new
for the
podcast, but we keep saying we're new just because we want to.
Yeah.
And we do not have a jingle, darling. But we don't have a jingle for a reason. listen.
God.
I know, but listen, it's so much fun. Okay. We don't have a jingle for a reason. What we like to do is we ask our guests. It's like a little thing that we do to come up with like literally a few bars. Just involving Wolverhampton Grand Theatre Spotlight podcast. Literally, it could be anything. In fact, Faye Tozer, she didn't even sing it. She just kind of did hand step movement.
Yeah, we got choreography.
I mean, that's iconic.
Yeah. And then in the last episode with Sandra and Rand actually won the competition over Sandra, who's been doing musical theatre all
exactly. No,
so,
Rand went there. He went there. He did Spotlight.
Rand does go there. Did he?
Wolverhampton Grand Spotlight.
Yeah, so that's what we got from Range.
That's what we got. So whatever you want to do. And it doesn't have to be a song that we know. It's just literally make it up. And it is just a bit of a challenge. So don't think about it too much. Just have a little bit of a mull over the words.
Okay.
All you need is there.
I think I've got it. I think I've got it.
Of course she has. Come on.
And you've got to teach us
as well. The watch is not warmed up.
You don't have to worry about that.
But
you don't have to worry about that.
I think I've got this.
Here we go.
You could do it.
I've got to beat Rand. Come on now. Come on.
Love it. Go for it.
Okay. Wolverhampton Grand Theatre Spotlight Podcast.
Oh my gosh. This inspires you! Lara,
do I win?
Yes!
Yes, but we've got to do it now. We've got to do it now. So with you.
Okay.
So here we go.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
Ready?
I do.
3, 2, 1. Wolverhampton Grand Theatre Spotlight Podcast.
Wolverhampton Spotlight
Podcast. Yeah.
Go on, Lara. We were a bit.
Watch the table.
Yeah, watch the table.
I'm going to tell Rand I won.
Yeah, you're going to tell him.
So angry.
You listening at home or watching at home, you decide who is better, Lara or Rand.
Who wins the?
And when you get to Wolverhampton, we'll tell you who won.
Yeah. You'll get your Spotlight
the little thing across.
Yeah. You'll get your little certificate. We better make sure we get some.
We get a certificate.
Prize.
Oh, prize. Oh, honestly, Lara, it has been a pleasure to sit and talk, break bread. There's no bread, but to talk and sing with you.
Yeah, thanks.
Honestly,
it's been great.
Wait
really
to
good
see
fun.
you.
We can't wait just to see the show, but to have you back in Wolverhampton.
Yes,
it's going to be so much fun.
Excited.
And Juliet. So it's in October. So make sure you get your tickets because they are selling really quick. So we want to get the best seats. So head to grandtheatre.co.uk for your tickets, and we'll see you there, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. Bye.